Monday, 26th of February. Time to do a little bit of honing. What I'm going to do is take my rather fine coticule, which came off the internet. I was very happy with it. It's done some very good work. I'm going to use it today to attempt to put a coticule edge on this very fine 1964 rather rare Russian razor. I've got all the paperwork on it. It seems that this one supposedly had a very fine etch. It's actually not on there anymore, as you can see. They were very, very, very fine etchings on the Russian blades. This was from the Specialist Communist Production Order for Straight Razors from 1963 to 1968. The razor's gravure is a special tribute to the Sochi sanitarium called Wave. Anyway, you can Google all this if you really wanted to, it seems. However, I'm rather impressed by the fact that it came with instructions in its lovely little case. Look at that. Nice case, folded instruction leaflets inside, and also a rather horrible little Russian brush. I mean, that is grim. I can imagine someone in some horrible work camp using it. But anyway, the steel is good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill the edge, make sure that it's a dead edge. So we'll just wet the stone. I'll kill the edge, lightly kill the edge, make sure that it is dead. Test it on the tomato. Yep, that did it. That's a completely dead edge. Then we're going to raise up a slurry and see what we can do with this lovely little stone. This is a very nice little object actually, and I'm just doing this because later on I'd love to shave with it against another Russian razor of the same period, which actually I'd previously honed on a very fine synthetic stone. In fact, I took it to 20k on like a Komyu Suhiru. Now this is, I don't know, I suppose you'd call that a fairly stiff slurry, because I want to bring the edge back. I'm just trying to prove what can be done with a slurry stone, a Russian razor. I'm not going to bother to tape this this blade. It's good condition, but it's not absolutely mint, and I don't think a little tiny bit of wear is going to do it any harm at all. It would be rather fun though to try a traditional Ardennes coticule finish against a 20,000 grit finish. I've already tried the arm hair and the leg hair test on the previous Russian razor, which I've got over here in a box, and yeah, performed very, very well. I can't attest to whether they hold their edge as long as a higher quality, you know, a Northern European, Swedish or German or English razor would. But this, I've found so far that Russian steel from this period, from sort of 1950s, 1960s, it's actually very, very good. You're getting a lot of history for your bucks. You're not going to have to pay very much money, and you're going to get a very, very, very reliable piece of good quality steel. And of course, you often get, as I try to get, a nice bit of history with it, in which case you get a very nice little etching, a gravure etching, and this one's gone. And you also, more to the point, get usually a nice case, which, although I redefine the word nice, they're a little bit sort of quaint and Russian, but I reckon by now you can see there's been a change in the slurry. This is now quite a nice grey slurry. I'm doing the rotary strokes because that covers more ground, so to speak. I'm trying to also even out the wear on the stone. But this is a beautiful little stone. I've got no complaints. And for a small razor, you don't need any bigger than this. So let's see now. I'll wash this slurry off. Give it a thumbnail test. Oh, my, that's there. I can tell just with my thumbnail. But let's put it on the tomato and see what happens. Oh, blimey. Oh, my God. Yep. All the way along, always test the full length of the blade. That's intensely sharp. So, it's a shame I haven't got another razor to do because I've got plenty of slurry here unused. Let's wash 90% of that off. That's now a very thin, weak slurry. We'll give a few more strokes on weakened slurry. And then it will do just water. And one of the things I do love, I'm relatively new to coticles, so please don't take my word for it, but I do love the fact that they are, once you get into a coticle, I think they're very reliable. Now I don't think that's very many strokes. Not very many at all. Let's do a few classic ones. X pattern. That'll do. Wash that off. I was still getting colour, and that's not really what I'm after now. I don't want to see any more metal deposits on the stone. I just want to have now pure water under the tap, and let's see if we can get it to stick. Not quite. Yeah, beginning. That's definitely beginning to stick, but not intensely. I do find with tape you get the feeling, the sticky feeling, much easier. But I reckon that will probably do. I think about 15 laps with water. You're talking about no more than, what are we doing on the clock now? 7 minutes. I reckon you can hone a razor in 7 minutes. Obviously you've got to be very careful stropping it and hanging hair testing it. But there's no point really giving a lot more. That is probably about as good as it's going to get. Let's just see. Now wiser eyes than me would say don't do very much more, because I reckon that's there. One more time on the nail. Oh, blimey. Oh my God. When it touches your nail and you literally, it stops dead. There's no sliding. It's absolutely on every part of the nail. Oh, yeah. One more time on our little friend the tomato. Oh, Lord above. Oh, Gordon Bennett. Yeah, I think that's rather sharp. I think this poor little fella is probably ready. Have a good stropping. I'm just going to do a couple more for luck. I don't want to see any more traces of metal. No, I reckon that's it. So there you go, chaps. That's how to go from a completely dead edge to bevel set to ready to shave in about 8 minutes. I'm not saying it's the best method. I just want to compare it later to if I can shave with it after stropping it properly on leather and canvas. If I can shave with it, and it's a comparison shave to my a 20k finish, then I'll be very interested and very happy. Let me just dry my paws and just show you, so I'm not kidding you. There is the other razor. This one, very, very pretty Russian razor. Very slightly bigger. And this one's the same period exactly. In fact, it is, if I can read the writing, the Sochi. It's got very beautiful translucent orange flaked scales. Nothing that I can see on the blade, but this one is blisteringly sharp, all ready to go, and that's on at 20 kh. So 20 kh on the orange, and on the little amber one, we're now talking about going to give this a good hard stropping and see where it goes, and we'll try to see a comparison, because that's what I do. Comparison shaves. Blade against blade, stone against stone. I think this is a fair test because these blades were made very close to each other, very, very similar period in time, mid-1960s, from good quality Moscow factories. And I think it'd be very interesting to see that carbon steel under a very high quality, very fine grit Japanese stone, artificial stone, and this one, which is now going to be on this rather lovely Ardennes coticule. So there she is, slurry stone going back. Very happy with this stone. It's got those strange little black lines, the manganese lines across it. So I don't think that's indicative of being very early or very late. I just think it's there. It's a nice pale yellow stone, and I'm very happy with it. So that's back in its little box. That's that done. I'm now going to go and strop these razors and see if I can have a shave. I'll catch you later, chaps. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in.